It's good to be back into a game week. You know, last week went by quickly. The week of our bye, we got a lot of work accomplished on and off the field. I mentioned last week our staff was on the road recruiting. We did practice 3 times and begin our preparation for this week's challenge in Rice. So I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule. We've got practice this evening, practice tomorrow. We went a little bit longer yesterday, which enables us to cut back a little bit this afternoon and tomorrow and make sure that in the work we've done leading up to this game that our players will be fresh come Saturday afternoon. But really looking forward to Saturday, getting here for a number of reasons. Obviously, the rivalry, and I think it's great for the city, great for both schools, being so close apart, and a lot of our players knowing their players, very familiar names on that roster that we also recruited, and then I think the familiarity between the coaching staffs as well. I worked with Coach Bailiff for 3 years at Texas State, and he's been one of a few mentors to me in this profession. So I consider him not only a mentor but a close personal friend as well. So I've known he and his family a long time, and that makes this week more special for me personally as well. So it's I think you're seeing 2 teams getting prepared for a game that's extremely important for both, and there's some similarities, not only in similar record, obviously not the same record, but similar record, but 2 teams that are young. You know, when you look at Rice, I think they've got only 8 seniors, and 7 of which I think are healthy. You know, you look at their depth chart, and a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores, and some freshmen they're playing as well. So it's similar. I think offensively, what they're doing has been tremendous. Coach Reagan, their offensive coordinator, has done a great job, and they've got explosive players as well. You know, when you look at what their receivers have done, and then their big physical running backs. That gives their quarterback a lot of weapons, and Taylor's done a great job. You know, we recruited him here a few years ago as well, and he's really it's been an extremely noticeable growth in his play over the last couple of years to where he is right now. His decision making, his accuracy, and then obviously what he's done running the football. You know, I think. Defensively, statistically, when you look at, again, our defense and their defense, I guess maybe unfortunately there's similarities there at this point as well in terms of where we both rank nationally. And I think when you put the video on, or when you all have come here every week and listen to me talk about what we need to do in terms of playing better defense, starting with tackling, I think Coach Bailiff may say the same thing. You know, they've got a young defense. They're extremely aggressive. They play extremely hard. One thing that stands out really more than any team we've played so far is the job they do creating fumbles. And the ball, they didn't force a turnover against Marshall, but the ball, it doesn't take but a couple of plays watching their defense, and the ball's on the ground of the opposing offenses. So we've got to do a great job, and it's been something that we've been stressing going into the Rice game, of taking care of the football offensively. And then when you talk about their special teams, I think at this point in the season, it'd be hard-pressed to have anybody argue that they've got the best kicker in the United States. And it's, again, it seems like I say that every week about our opponent's kicker or punter, but Boswell's done just a terrific job. It's somebody they've been bragging about now for the last year or 2, and it shows. So it's going to be a great challenge, again, with where we are right now as a program. it is also still about us. And we've had a good week of practice last week. We had a even better practice yesterday than we did all of last week. I think when you talk about the things we did last week, one thing I hadn't mentioned in the last 7 minutes is we got healthy as well. And it's good to see Charles Sims out there at full speed. It's good to see Kevin Forsch back. It's good to see Ralph Aragwu back. It's good to see Kent Brooks back. I think all indications are we may get Ryan Jackson back as well. So, you know, it's good to see. You're talking really about 5 or 6 starters that have been banged up, have not played for us in a few games, back running around full speed. So that helps with energy, that helps with execution, that helps with tempo, it helps with confidence, which may be as important as anything right now. So again, we're 4 days away. Our players are excited. I like their preparation right now in their attention to detail and their focus and the job they've been doing studying Rice. And I think we'll get out this afternoon and continue to basically perfect our game plan in all 3 phases and head towards Saturday.
Coach, considering where we are now with the program and game days away, piece of hard West End sitting next to you, is the mindset to hold on to it this time?
Absolutely. And you know, the mindset is a number of things. You know, we've got to do the things that teams do to win football games. And when we can do that, you know, that piece of hardware will come. And you know, again, not in any sort of way other than, you know, our players understand the importance of this game, the importance of the rivalry, the importance of playing Rice just, you know, down the street a few miles away. And again, their relationships, the people that they know, you know, at Rice, the guys that have high school teammates there, we understand, our players, everybody in our program understands how important this game is and how important that, as you said, piece of hardware is. And we had a 20-minute team meeting yesterday, and 18 minutes of the team meeting was dedicated to, you know, while we have seniors that sit in the front row and that have been through this rivalry, you know, we've got some freshmen, and we went over, we took it all the way back and went through the history of the Houston-Rice contest. So they're fully aware, and they have a great appreciation and understanding for what this game means to our program. I'm going to say no and no. It's not harder to keep their edge, and I think I could speak for Rice as well. You know, when 2 programs play each other like this, it's the old saying, you can throw the records out. You know, and I've as a player in college at Minnesota, we played against Wisconsin every year. Been through that one, and obviously Iowa as well. And as a coach, I've been coached at Auburn when we played Alabama, coached at Louisville when we played Kentucky. Houston-Rice is as good as any, and I think it's unique in that it's literally, I say literally, I was going to say literally down the road, but it's in the same city. So, you know, to say there's added motivation for both programs, I'd say that would be a true statement. So it's not hard for our guys to keep their edge, and I certainly don't think it's hard for their young men to keep their edge heading into this game as well.
Tony, you've always said, well, I guess last week, you know, it's a 9-game season now. Can you talk about the message you give your guys, even with the start, that this is the beginning of conference play and the goals that you set at the beginning of the year still are attainable?
Well, that's been our message. You know, it's now become a 9-game season, and you know, our goal of playing for and winning the Conference USA Championship is still out there in front of us. We haven't played a game, so we haven't lost a game in conference. We haven't won a game in conference. We're 0-0, and including today, we've got 61 days left of this season. So when I stood up here at our team meeting yesterday and told our players, showed them the schedule, and told our players yesterday there's 62 days left. And I looked at here in the front rows on both sides. Our defense sits to my right, and our offense sits to my left, and told them, fellas, you got 62 days left. That's what you're promised as a member of our program. I had 3 or 4 guys come over to me after practice yesterday and say, Coach, I didn't even picture it that way, and how quickly that time goes. You know, I say this all the time to our players, and you blink, it'll be Halloween, then you look up again, it'll be Thanksgiving, and the fall is going to fly by. So, you know, they have to understand, and they do, that time is of the essence, and they have to put forth the preparation it takes to win a football game. And that's been our message. It's going to be 1 week at a time. And again, Tulsa right now is in first place. They're 1-0. They've played a game we haven't. And, you know, Rice and Tulane have played one. They've come out on the other end. They're 0-1. Everybody else is in the middle. Any other questions? Go ahead.
After watching the film of the Marshall-Rice game, can you kind of just talk about their offense and some of the things they've done, moving McGuffey around and the tight ends that they use, and they seem pretty deep also in the backfield?
Well, they're deep across the board, and what makes them so dangerous is they can do both. They can run it, and they can throw it, and both at a high level. And I think the play of their quarterback has been what's brought them and kept them at that level. You know, they're when you look at the end of the game and they're down 10 points and rattle off, you know, a touchdown and a field goal and send the game into overtime. And again, being able to, I mean, they're handing the ball off to a bunch of guys offensively, and then they look like they're handing it off, and Taylor's keeping it and running extremely effectively. And then again, when you watch him throw the football and the decisions he's making, he has really done a nice job, and their staff has done a great job developing him from last season. He's really, and again, he's still young, and not to take away how he played last season, but he is playing at an extremely high level right now offensively, and they're being efficient. You know, they're doing a good job for the most part of taking care of the football, and you know, it shows. It's showing up in statistically what they're doing in terms of total offense, both rushing and passing, and then scoring offense as well.
Does it change a lot the fact that they suggest that each day-to-day he suffered a shoulder injury, where if they go with a red shirt, there's not a lot of film on it. Do you know much about the backup process?
No, and you just said it. You know, he's a freshman, so there's not much video on him. So we're going to prepare for Taylor to play, and then if he doesn't, again, I don't know what sort of announcement they would make, but if he doesn't play, then we've kind of got to adjust and see what their mindset and game plan would be with Dreyfus. You know, it's not like you can look back on any video from last year and evaluate what they've done with a different, or at least him in there at quarterback. You know, and he's played a little bit this season, not much, not enough as an opposing coach to say, well, here's what they're going to do if he becomes a starter.
You mentioned briefly just confidence of your team. Time off, do you feel like this was good for them to refuel? Would you not just get up?
I definitely do. I think they needed a time off, and again, for a number of reasons, get healthy, and you know, confidence is something that I think you can manufacture, but it needs to come from being successful, and being successful in what we do is winning football games, which we haven't done. So, you know, you see young men that put a lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and then in theory we haven't been rewarded for it in the win column yet, and that's where you know, as a coach, I think it's your responsibility to make sure you point out the mistakes, which we've done. We correct those mistakes and improve, which I say we've done. We won't know till you know, Saturday, because we got to do it on the field against an opponent in a football game. But the confidence remains or grows with success, with winning. So, you know, I think we're a confident team right now. You know, you look at, again, I think our defense took some confidence from the way they played against a great UCLA offense. I think our offense took some confidence when we had all of our guys healthy against a terrific Louisiana Tech football team. So it's there. We can do it. We got to put it together all the same afternoon. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You keep all the moves, some of the moves you made before, still on the still remain there, even though you got some guys coming back.
Yeah, he will. Trayvon Stewart will start at free. Yeah, we're going to keep those moves the same. The same moves we made going into UCLA. Trayvon will start at free safety. Colton Valencia will start at strong safety. You'll see Desmond Pulliam and William Moore play some left end, which you did against UCLA. Deontay Greenberry will start, continue to start at the X receiver position. And again, you know, we got Larry McDuffie back. We got Rodriguez back. And I think I mentioned some of the other guys that were banged up earlier. So, and then the guy that for us would be day-to-day would be Ronnie Williams. He's really, you know, Ronnie's day-to-day, and then we should know more on Ryan Jackson tonight.
And Charles, though he's cleared full practice.
That's correct. Yeah, Charles Sims is back. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Ronnie's questionable and Ryan Jackson probable. All right. Thank you.